In this video, we're going to talk about how to build a rubric and attach it to an assignment inside of AsULearn. So we're going to go to Edit Mode inside my course. I'm going to add an activity assignment, and we're going to call this just some sort of assignment name. And everything that we usually do with assignments still holds: the description, the availability, that type of thing. Where we're going to make our big changes down here under grades. We do recommend that you use points for this, not scales. We can make it value at whatever you want, 10 points, 100 points. I'm going to leave this as 100 points. And the rubric doesn't have to match that. The rubric can have more or less points, and it will scale those up and down to fit that 100% or that 100 grade here if it was 10 points. Next, we want to change the grading method. Simple direct is what most people have used, and that is when I go to grade, I'm just typing in a number value of points from 0 to 100 in this case. We're going to talk about rubric. There'll be a different video for using grading guides. These complement each other, but they are very different. The rubric is what I'm going to use. And when I hit save and display, we get two options. We can create from a template, or we could define a new rubric from scratch. So let's start that. And we want to call this some name that we will be able to come back and search for. This is primarily if we want to use this rubric in a different assignment. This will be the name that we search in. We want to put some sort of description in about how this rubric's being used. And then we're going to go down here and start on the criterion. So this first square is going to be a description of what learning objective you're grading. And then each of these is going to be the level at which the student has accomplished that learning objective. You always want to have a 0-point level. That is, they didn't do it. They got no points for this value. So you need a 0 point available. These can be as large a range as possible. You can make them as many criteria over or as many levels over as you want, and you can adjust the point value for each of them as you see fit. So this doesn't have to be 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. It could be a range of these. When you are grading with the rubric, you will simply select one of these. So if I have 0, 1, and 2, I can't give a 1.5. It's either 1 or 2. So you want to be thinking about that when you're putting these in. What level do you want within that? So here we've added some criteria in, introduction topic, and then we've added some levels. Weak or no introduction is 0 points, basic is 3 points, proficiency is 5, and mastery is 10. I often put at the very end, I'll put a small point change between. So if I want 10 as the top of this, I might put a 9 and then a 10. So I can give most students an A with a 9, but those exceptional students I can give a 10 to push kind of at the last little bit. But you can give this range as many different ones as you want and space them out accordingly. I've added 3 criteria in this topic. I could add more just by clicking on this. And then there are some options down here. So the first one is the sort level. Right now it's ascending, so we start with the 0. Remember, always to have a 0, and we go up. I can change that descending so that it starts with 15 points and goes down when I'm grading, and it really just depends on which do you want first when you're looking at this. Additionally, there's some pieces down here that we can change. The ones that I really like: allow users to preview the rubric. I think that's important to let the user see that rubric before they start the assignment so they know what will be graded. Make sure you display the rubric during the evaluation, and I like to make sure I display points for each level during the evaluation so I can see what those grades are. So those are some things like that about that's good. to go ahead and click, but most people just leave these as are. So I'm going to save that. If I save it as a draft, it is not available for me to start grading yet. I have to come back and edit it some more. And that's a good thing if you're just starting this. But I'm going to hit save. And now here's the rubric for this. I can edit that and change it and come back. If I go into the assignment and I go, oh, I need to change my rubric, we just go under advanced grading. It'll show you the rubric that's current, and you can edit that so that if you want to change a grammar change of it, a level change, a new criteria, deleted criteria, that type of thing. Additionally, I can, if I'm making a new assignment, and here I've started a new assignment, we're going to go under grades and we're going to use rubric again. Save and display. If I've already created some rubrics, instead of defining a new rubric from scratch, I can create from a template. And so for this, I can search. I created that last one I called sample, and I want to make sure I include my own rubrics, my own forums in the search. And so here's that sample rubric that we just built. And so I'm going to use this as a template and continue, and I'm back with this in a new assignment, and I can still edit it. So this is a snapshot. This is a copy of that rubric, so I could come in and make specific changes for this assignment if I needed, things that might not have been included in the other assignment or simply different. So that's a way to kind of save yourself a little bit of work and not have to create from scratch.